So the plan was to add some cinematics to this video. That has been a nightmare because the servers are unfortunately still on fire. Bohemia have not really released an update yet. They have kind of released that they're working on it and they're trying their best. There will be another update coming soon, I guess. So whilst they're doing what they're doing, here's some starter guns or some guns for you to try if you're brand new and you're playing the WCS servers. Before we do anything, I am going to say that all of this is just completely personal preference. A lot of people have come onto my stream when I'm playing and asking what guns do I recommend. Now, I always say it is personal preference, but I'll list off a few. So this video is to answer that question that gets asked daily, and hopefully, you try out some new guns or you figure something out for yourself. The first setting, or the only setting that I really want you to look at, is under the gameplay tab. So you go to settings, you go to gameplay, you scroll down, and you have the aim down sights focus intensity. Now, this is basically how close your scope sits towards your face, or your POV, when you're aiming down sights. Now, I'll put a picture up now to show you the differences. When changing this setting, your sensitivity will also feel different. You can see that the scope does gradually get closer to your screen the higher the value. This is personal preference. This is up to you. You tweak that how you feel. Obviously, check out different scopes too, because the long range scopes may feel different to the close range. Once you've got that nailed, let's get into the guns. So the first gun for the NATO team is actually going to be the starter gun that you get if you've never joined WCS before. If you're brand new to WCS, we do have other guides like getting started, some default keybinds, some extra keybinds that people don't know, logistics guides. They're all in the YouTube channel, and I'll leave them all in the description below. Whilst there are a lot of guns that I probably will not mention, these are just my top 3 of each side that I would recommend. Doesn't mean that these are the ones you have to use. It's all personal preference. Try them all out for yourself, see how you feel. The first gun we're going to talk about is the KAC KS1. Even in full auto, this gun is controllable. My only issue, my only kind of negative that I would give with this gun is it's 5.56. 5.56 seems to be the sleeper machine at the moment. It is the caliber that will put people to sleep in a couple of bullets, but then they will get back up, meaning that you may have to double tap those uncon players. Ammo in question for this gun, obviously it's in a 5.56, so you have a lot of choice. This is where people can get confused. If you hover over your gun and you inspect it like we've gone over in my previous videos, you can click the magazine and see what is available to you here. Now you can see there's 4 pages here. Some of them are just different types of magazines. Some of them are different bullets. You can tell the different types of bullets by the top left icon of each magazine. Typically, everyone would probably go for the M855A1, as these are armor penetrating rounds. However, a lot of people do not know about the tracer rounds. Obviously, the tracer rounds are pretty good for long range distances, allow you to zero and figure out where you're actually shooting. However, they are incredible against vehicles. They also do a very small portion of burn damage or incendiary damage. That is 4 shots, and it is already smoking. 6 bullets in the fuel tank. Say goodbye to that helicopter. You're probably thinking, yep, Hueys, Hueys are pretty weak. Let's try the MI8 then. That was all in 1 magazine. So when it comes to choosing different magazines, it depends what you're really going for. If you're fighting infantry, I would recommend the armor penetration rounds. If you are fighting longer range, maybe with the last couple of bullets being tracer. And if you're hunting vehicles, I would recommend the tracer rounds. The second gun that I would choose, again, also being in 5.56, this is the M27. Now, all this is personal preference. The reason I like to use the M27 is for the bipod. For those fights that require you to get into cover, get in a position and be able to lay down some fire, the bipod comes in handy. With the M27, you can also flip the sights, meaning that the front sight won't get in your way. And last but not least, probably, arguably, the strongest gun in the game right now. It is the Scar H. 7.6251, hits like a truck, sounds like a truck, and it's just beautiful. I usually attach a voodoo to this and use it like a DMR. But if I'm up close range, I will probably touch a holographic sight on top and still just use it like a DMR because it will drop people. The only drawback with the Scar H is it does have a smaller mag than the two previous guns. However, it does drop people so much faster. These are my 3 go-to guns whilst playing NATO. I think they work pretty well. But again, I'm going to repeat this just in case I get battered in the comments. This is all personal opinion. The first gun on the Russian team is the AKM. 7.62 by 39, meaning it hits a lot harder than the 5.56 category that we were just using in NATO. Now, you can use a long range scope, you can use a short range scope. I typically use like a short range and a mid range scope. So depending where I am, I would probably have 2 in my bag. And you can easily change it by going into your screen, pressing I, and then when you click this, you can then quickly change your scope rather than having to take it off and then back on again. For the AKM, also has the option of tracer rounds, armor pen rounds, or the armor pen with maybe 5 traces at the end. They would be the ones that I would choose depending on what you want to do. And at nighttime, if you take off the muzzle brake, it also acts like a torch. When you start using the AKM, you will probably not use another gun. Second gun, arguably a really strong gun, probably one of the most used, is the AK-12. The AK-12 is chambered in 5.45 by 39. Won't hit as hard as the AKM, but it's a lot more controllable. Can be used for long range as well. Also has the option for armor pen with tracers, armor pen on its own, or tracer rounds. They're again the 3 that I would recommend. The AK-12 has 3 modes. It has the single fire, it has the double tap or burst fire, and it has full auto. It was a hard one to choose, but the last one that I choose for Russia would have to be the SR3M. Chambered in 9x39, also using subsonic ammo, meaning that long range fighting would be a little harder in this as there is a lot more bullet drop, but it absolutely shreds close range. So the next time I see you in the front line, hopefully you're trying out these guns. Let me know how you get on, and also let me know if there's any guns that I've missed that you absolutely love. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.